You've seen them, those massive black tubs stacked in gym lockers and fitness stores, the holy grail of every bodybuilder and fitness fanatic protein powders. But have you ever stopped to wonder what's really inside them? How are they made? And why do some doctors raise red flags about them? Today we're pulling back the curtain on what's inside those shiny containers. The truth might surprise you. It all begins at the farms. Not just any farms, but sprawling green pastures where cows are allowed to live as naturally as possible. These cows aren't locked away in barns. They graze freely, soaking up sunlight, chewing on fresh grass, and living the way nature intended. This wholesome diet, primarily grass, hay, and fermented silage in winter, makes their milk more nutritious than the average. Twice a day, milking begins, always on schedule, like clockwork. Gentle suction machines make the experience comfortable for the cows while keeping things hygienic. And yes, every part of the milking facility is cleaned thoroughly, not just for show, but as part of their strict routine. The fresh milk is then sent through sterile pipes into giant refrigerated silos, huge tanks capable of holding thousands of gallons. Here the milk waits, cool and untouched by air, ready for its transformation. Next comes a critical stage, cheese making. The milk is gradually heated and stirred to distribute the warmth evenly. Then an enzyme called rennet, either animal or plant-based, is added. This is the moment the magic happens. Within an hour, the milk transforms into a jelly-like mass, and experienced cheesemakers can tell it's ready by just touching it. The curd is then carefully cut and separated from the whey. While the curds are used for cheese, the leftover whey holds something even more valuable: protein. But before that whey becomes powder, it undergoes an intense purification process. First, it's filtered to remove residual curds, impurities, and solids. Then it's pasteurized to kill any harmful bacteria. Once purified, the whey is concentrated. This involves reducing its water content, making it thicker and denser. The real marvel, however, is the spray drying process. In mere seconds, gallons of liquid whey are atomized into a fine powder. This powder is then cooled instantly to avoid clumping and preserve nutrients. What you're left with is a silky fine protein powder that dissolves effortlessly into shakes, smoothies, and even baked goods. Before any powder is packaged, it undergoes strict quality checks for protein content, moisture, and microbial safety. Only the best passes. High-tech machines fill airtight containers within seconds, sealing out air, moisture, and light. The packaging is no less advanced, designed specifically to protect the product from its three biggest enemies. On each container, batch numbers and expiration dates are printed to ensure traceability and guarantee safety. But what about the curds left behind? They're not wasted. They're molded into cheeses, mozzarella, cheddar, and more. These cheeses are pressed, shaped, and packaged for separate journeys to our tables. A natural golden nectar that not only sweetens your life, but also nurtures and heals your body with every nutrient-rich drop. But what if I told you there's a rare, centuries-old tradition that produces this miracle substance in a way that's as breathtaking as it is dangerous? Don't blink, because we're diving deep into the heart of traditional bulk honey harvesting like you've never seen before. And if you think this is just about bees and hives, think again. It all begins when a bee egg hatches, a marvel of nature's design. Out emerges a tiny, legless, featureless white grub, resembling a gummy worm. These grubs are cradled in perfectly engineered hexagonal wax cells, designed by nature itself. These cells do more than just protect the larvae. They store nectar, pollen, and are crucial for maintaining the hive's structure and temperature during harsh winters. Bees, like skilled aerial chemists, dart from blossom to blossom. They use their long black tongues to gather sweet nectar, storing it in a separate honey stomach. That's right, they have a second stomach solely for honey production. It's a process of both beauty and complexity, carried out by some of the most hardworking creatures on the planet. Before the real honey work begins, safety takes priority. A brave soul, sometimes with no gear at all, steps up to the hive, but most opt for beekeeper suits, helmets, and gloves for obvious reasons. Smoke is carefully puffed into the hive, calming the bees. It doesn't harm them, it simply distracts them, allowing beekeepers to inspect the hives without conflict. Using a hive tool and a soft brush, the beekeeper delicately separates the frames, making sure not to harm a single bee. Each hive frame is removed with incredible care, its surface brimming with golden nectar. These frames are then transported into neatly arranged boxes, a process that requires patience, skill, and a little courage. Especially when someone dares to do it without protective clothing, a boldness not for the faint of heart. Now begins the journey from hive to honey jar. The boxes are taken to a factory where the first step is removing the wax seal from both sides of the honeycombs. This layer is nature's lid, preserving the honey inside. Removing it is essential to access the honey deep within. At this stage, you can already see some honey oozing out, but the real treasure lies within. One by one, trays of honeycombs are loaded into an extraction machine. Here, a spinning mechanism extracts every last drop of honey using centrifugal force. It's like wringing out a sponge, only with much higher stakes, pure liquid gold. This method not only extracts the honey, but also keeps the combs intact for reuse. A rare spinner machine from Turkey, one of the world's largest producers of pure honey, is also used in some operations. It's a mesmerizing sight, as this high-speed equipment ensures not a single drop is left behind. After spinning, the honey is passed through several built-in sieves, filtering out any wax or debris. What remains? A flawless golden stream of pure honey. Next, the leftover combs are collected, cleaned, and prepped for reuse, making the process sustainable and efficient. The filtered honey is stored in massive containers, maintained at optimal temperatures to preserve its viscosity for smooth pouring. Enter the automated filling station. Jars travel along a conveyor belt, each aligning perfectly under nozzles that release the exact amount of honey. These nozzles are engineered to reduce spillage, ensuring minimal waste. From here, jars move to the sealing station where robotic arms place lids swiftly and cleanly. It's precision at its finest, automation meeting nature in perfect harmony. Did you know that just one spoonful of this natural wonder before a meal can soothe your stomach and improve digestion? Enzymes, antioxidants, and antibacterial properties make honey more than just a sweetener, it's nature's own medicine. Now let's talk about the latest innovation, honey spoons. At a specialized factory, honey is handpicked for its taste and quality, then poured into molds to form spoon-shaped treats. Using plastic or silicone, each honey spoon is wrapped like a tiny gift in film or foil. No mess, no sticky fingers, just open and stir into tea or drizzle onto toast. But honey doesn't stand alone in the culinary world. Pair it with liquid jam and crisp biscuits, and you have a taste explosion. The caramel sweetness of jam blends with the crunch of a biscuit, delivering a snack that's both wholesome and satisfying. Still craving more? Feast your eyes on sandwiches prepared fresh in mere seconds. Gooey cheese slices meet warm bread for a savory delight, and for those with a sweet tooth, donut cakes and chocolate-drenched sponge treats await. Morning coffee has never been better with one of these beside it. Whether topped with cream or dipped in thick chocolate, these desserts seal the deal for any craving. Let's start with pineapples. Ever wondered how factories handle these spiky giants? It begins with cleanliness. The pineapples go through a thorough wash using food-safe sanitizers, mainly chlorine, which wipes out bacteria, fungi, and viruses. Sometimes citric acid is added to balance the pH and boost the sanitizing effect. Once clean, the pineapples are placed on conveyor belts for a rapid dry, before they meet a line of sharp blades ready to peel with surgical precision. A machine then removes the tough core, and skilled hands slice the fruit into various sizes according to market demand. But the process doesn't stop there. These sliced pieces take a quick dip, a gentle wash that maintains the texture, before they're air-dried using carefully controlled pressure. Why the obsession with dryness? Excess moisture is a silent destroyer. It weakens cell membranes, encourages browning, and accelerates spoilage. That's why drying is crucial to preserve freshness and maximize shelf life. Now here comes something cool, the fluffing technique. As the frozen pineapple chunks rotate through specialized machines, they separate from each other to avoid clumping. This ensures every piece maintains its individual texture and flavor. After a final inspection, these icy gems are sorted and packed into massive boxes, ready for distribution. Now let's talk raspberries. When it comes to harvesting these delicate fruits, some seriously high-tech machines are at work. These fruit harvesters, massive and efficient, are operated by trained professionals. They work fast but require finesse, because harvesting unripe berries can lower quality. That's why workers are trained to balance speed and care. Once harvested, the raspberries head straight to the facility. There, every ruined berry is manually removed. A deep clean follows, eliminating dirt and any unwanted microbes. After drying, the berries are flash frozen. Vibrating belts gently shake them, preventing clumping. The result, each berry frozen to perfection, maintaining both taste and texture. And now we move to a controversial superstar of the fruit world, the durian, often called the king of fruits. It's beloved and despised for its intense aroma. Some still rely on traditional handpicking methods to preserve the fruit's integrity. After being transported to the factory, the fruits are sliced open with care by skilled hands. Inside, the creamy flesh is removed and cleaned again. A high-tech refractometer then checks the sweetness level, ensuring the flavor is just right. Once frozen to the perfect temperature, the flesh is chopped into equal chunks. But that's not all. Those chunks are dipped into a golden creamy batter. Once dried, they become delicious durian chips, especially popular in Thailand and Malaysia.